Exactly. Thank you so much.
Yes, for coming to this occasion. I also want to thank our Royal Highnesses. Thank you so much for making it to this meeting today. And so, in a way of introduction, my name is Dr. Zulu, Provincial Health Director, Eastern Province. But let me just call upon the representative from the Canadian High Commission so she can just greet all of us and also just tell us something.
I'm the head of office of the Canadian High Commission based here in Zambia. Lovely to see you all this morning.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. And I'll also just call upon the Care International Chief of Party. So just introduce herself and say hello to you.
Good morning. My name is Rebecca Davidson. I'm Chief of Party for the Consortium Projects.
Thank you very much. And call upon the Country Director, Care, also. Just say hello and
Good morning, everyone. My name is Chikwe Weda. I'm the Country Director of Care International in Zambia.
right.
My name is Laina Rich Wanya. I'm 14 years old, and I'm the 9th of Takiza Day, representing adolescent girls from Takiza.
I know the tea hasn't yet come, but I'm sure we should have a little bit of voice, is it? Maybe I should ask them to bring the tea, that's when you're going to respond properly. Good morning again. Good morning. Thank you for that good morning. Okay. I'm so sorry that we had to rush the program. We lost one of our colleagues who died in a road accident from Disaster Management and Mitigation Unit, and we are running around to ensure that give him a befitting burial. So that is why you've seen us rushing into programs. And already I've been reminded there's another program I need to rush to at Nyamfinzi. Let me begin by recognizing the presence of Your Royal Highnesses, Chief Mazimawe and Chief Kalindawano Zingaroni. You know, when you're coming from Kasenengwa district, you forget that there are other chiefs somewhere else. Your Royal Highness, my apologies. Yeo-chan. I am glad that I'm both the children of the two chiefs that are here. From my paternal side, I'm Chewa. From my maternal side, I'm coming from Kasenengwa, where Chief Mazimawe comes from. And Chief Mazimawe is so close to me that if you start fighting, I'll run quickly to him. Your Excellency, the representative of the Office of the High Commission of Canada in Zambia, the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Health, Technical Services, the Country Director, Care International in Zambia, the Chief of Party, Care International Zambia, the Director Nutrition and Health, Care International in Zambia, the Director Reproductive Health, Ministry of Health, the Provincial Health Director, Eastern Province, who is normally abbreviated as PhD. Sometimes I don't understand, I thought maybe he has a PhD, but not a master's. Representatives of Restless Development Zambia and Live Well, District Health Directors, Chadiza, Kasalingwa, and Mambwe. The District Commissioners, Mambwe, Kasalingwa, and Chadiza, all Care International staff present, members of the press. Ladies and gentlemen, and a girl. It is a rare privilege to be part of the launch of this project that is targeting out-of-school adolescent girls aged 10 to 19 years. This age group represents the most marginalized and vulnerable population related to sexual reproduction, health and rights outcomes in our communities. Your Royal Highness, ladies and gentlemen, and a girl, it is humbling to learn that Care International, in partnership with Restless Development and Live Well, have come up with the 7-year project of sexual and reproductive health and economic empowerment, supporting out-of-school adolescent girls' rights and skills, abbreviated as soars, to be implemented in Kenya, Uganda, and Zambia. This project could not come at a better time than now, when evidence shows that there are 96.9 million children, adolescents, and youths out of school in sub-Saharan Africa. Furthermore, a total of 16 million adolescent girls become mothers annually in Kenya, Uganda, and Zambia. In Zambia, 23.6% of girls who should be in lower secondary school are out of school. Additionally, the 2018 Zambia Demographic and Health Survey shows that 42% of young women with no education have begun childbearing as compared with 23% of those with a secondary education. Similarly, 46% of young women in the lowest health quintile has begun childbearing compared with 8% of those in highest health quintile. This is a clear demonstration that lack of education has worse outcomes and that out-of-school girls are a vulnerable group who experience limited access to sexual and reproductive health services and are likely to endure poverty in their adulthood. It is against this background that the New Dawn government, under the leadership of His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Zambia, Mr. Hakainde Hichilema, is committed to providing free education from grade 1 to grade 12. I'll quickly get out of a speech, not very good with speeches and reading, but I'll quickly get out of the speech because this issue concerns us more. When we talk about sexual reproductive health, adolescents getting pregnant at a very young age, PhD just mentioned to us that we are always in the news for the wrong reasons in Eastern Province. Yes, we bring out tabulations of how many of our children are being abused. We also have the numbers of how many of our children are being married off and how many of our children are getting pregnant. But that's not to say that we do not have a problem in Eastern Province. We have a huge problem. That huge problem to me signifies that the gender equality that we're talking about will be difficult to achieve if we don't do anything. Today, when I see Care International coming back to Eastern Province, these people have been instrumental over the years in ensuring that we have proper reproductive system. Now, if they're coming back into Eastern Province, that clearly tells us that we have children that are going to be educated. We have children that are going to understand the importance of education. Honorable Sylvia myself wouldn't have put it very well. It's an issue of development, clearly. Without a woman being involved in development, believe you me that we cannot achieve much. If there's a person who can stand up and tell you we need to change the narrative of this country and things are going to be done the same way a woman is going to talk about, it's a woman. At the center of every development in any home, a woman will tell you we'll do this and the home will be better. Today, we have never reached even a 50% of women being representative everywhere, be it in politics, everywhere. The moment there's a woman coming, you find our men are always at the center of development. And literally, if we look at what we have done with our men, there's little that we can talk about. Bring a woman in a constituency, bring a woman in a district, bring a woman everywhere else, you see that there will be development. Today, the poverty levels are so high. Why? Because a woman is told to sit at home and do nothing. Give a 5 kwacha to a woman, you're going to be fed at home. Give it to the other gender that you know. It will go to so many people. There's a child somewhere else. There's another woman somewhere else. But a woman will still bring food on the table. It is against this background that the New Dawn government is actually bringing us quite a lot of things. I've seen a lot of critics talking about free education, there's nothing that is there. Ladies and gentlemen, for some of us who are born and bred in Eastern Province, when you hear His Excellency telling us that he's bringing education, free education in Eastern Province, it gives us hope. Hope that a girl child will go back in class. Hope that a girl child one day will stand up and become a leader. hope that a girl child who has failed to go to school because the parents cannot afford to take her to school will ensure that one day they become something in society. For those that are criticizing what His Excellency has done, come back to Eastern Province and ask Gogo Mazimawe how many children he has saved from the families that want to marry off their children. The man seated with you today looks like a very simple chief to you. This man is our savior in Eastern Province. If we can have 10 of Gogo Mazimawe, Eastern Province will be different. The numbers that are so high today, if we can have 10 of these chiefs, I can assure you that no child will go to a marriage that is not desired at that age. We have been neglected, and there's a president who has come who was saying, we are giving you not only free education, but we are giving you a bursary as well through the local authorities. What a better time to exist in Zambia. What a better time to make sure that your child is educated, because you have somebody in authority who is ensuring that our children who have been for a long time in homes are taken to school. Today, ladies and gentlemen, I can challenge you. If you go in classes, they are full to capacity. Why? Because somebody is not paying a single way. There's a head of state who has said, we need to give education, regardless of where you come from. Education is important. The issues of development cannot come without education. Believe you me, if you bring people that are not educated today, don't underestimate the idiots in numbers. That's what my mother used to say. They will come and derail development, and at the end of it all, you have nothing to look at, despite all the efforts being put in. But when you educate a girl child, when you educate a child, believe you me that the poverty levels will come down in our country and in our families as well. My government places high premium on ensuring equitable access to quality health services by all, including for adolescents and women, as evidenced by the increase in the budgetary allocation to the health sector, as well as the frantic measures being instituted to rid the Ministry of Health and the past challenges. PhD can attest that the grants are coming on time. Way back we had challenges where the health sector's grants were coming after 6 months, sometimes after a year, or 2 years they've never received grants. Today the health sector will have a boost and a change because we have a government that cares. It is therefore humbling that Care International in Zambia and its partners have been funded by the government of Canada to supplement our government effort in improving the sexual and reproductive health services for adolescents in Zambia. Canada has always been a part of our history. We can never talk of health care, we can never talk of agriculture without putting Canada there. This time around, to foster relation, to help our girl child, and to ensure that development amongst the women and children is also going up. We're so grateful to the Canadian government, and we say, let's continue working as a team. Your Royal Highness, Your Excellency, the representative of the Office of the Canadian High Commission in Zambia, invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, and a girl. You may wish to know that the Eastern Province of Zambia is one of the sites experiencing the high percentage of teenage pregnancies. In this province, about 40% of adolescents aged between 15 to 19 have already begun childbearing. This is an indication of the unmet need in adolescent sexual and reproductive health services provisions such as family planning and gender inequality that favors boys over girls to pursue education. We're just coming from a Christmas season where we're giving out Christmas hampers to our mothers. It was one of those with His Worship the Mayor that went to give those hampers, Your Royal Highnesses. The youngest mother in the hospital was 14 years old. I'm a mother myself. When you were talking to this young girl, asking her, "Are you okay?" she was unable even to express herself. This is a young lady whose innocence has been taken away. This is a young lady whose future has been taken away. to take that child back to school is a huge battle. It is something that we need to do, all of us, concertedly. The moment we leave it to His Royal Highness, or the Royal Highnesses that are seated here from Chagiza, Kasenengwa, and Chipata, clearly we're not going to do anything for our children. That broke our hearts. Because at that particular time, you have somebody who can't even take care of herself. How will she take care of the baby? Care International, we thank God that you're here. We thank you that you've come to rescue our girls. Your Excellency, the representative of the Office of the Canadian High Commission in Zambia, therefore wish to convey my government's gratitude to Canada for choosing Care Zambia to implement this project in Kasenengwa, Mambwe, and Chediza. I also wish to commend you for your government's unwavering support to the people of Zambia. Canada has been an all-weather friend in Zambia, like I earlier alluded to, and we continue to enjoy a cordial relationship. May I also confirm that the She Soars project ultimate goal and its 3 pillars are in tandem with government's approach to improving the sexual and reproductive health services that the following focus areas of the She Soars project to support the enjoyment of the health-related rights among out-of-school adolescents girls by 1, increasing knowledge among out-of-school adolescents and providing evidence-based SRHR information and referrals, life skills education and gender norms, transformation activities so that young people can better utilize ASRHR services, and secondly, working closely with you, district health management teams, and the provincial health department to build capacity among healthcare providing and improving access to high quality, evidence-based, comprehensive sexual and reproductive health services for all our out-of-school adolescents, and thirdly and lastly, supporting policy dialogue on sexual and reproductive health services and rights to the adolescents, particularly girls, that can more easily access SRH services and exercise their sexual and reproductive health. Dear esteemed invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to challenge the Eastern Province government leadership that Care International in Zambia has demonstrated their resolve in confronting gender inequality in Zambia and have shown passion to end poverty and eliminate child, adolescent, sexual and reproductive health in Zambia. You are left with no option, ladies and gentlemen that are seated here, to rally behind the She Soars project and give the team your full support as they traverse your district to implement the project. Most importantly, let me call upon the Office of the Provincial Health in Eastern Province to ensure adaptation and roll out of the service provision models and that She Soars project will implement in the next 7 years to the other districts and regions. When the project ends, the She Soars legacy must live, and you are responsible for ensuring sustainability beyond the project's life. I'd like to emphasize to you that if you want ambassadors on this She Soars project, provincial office will be an ambassador number 1. We shall help you to traverse every district. We shall stand with you in every project that you'd want us to go with. And may I direct you, PhD, that even as this project comes to an end, it should not end on the girl child. We should continue to ensure that whatever footprint they're going to leave behind, we take it even to the next generation and another generation to come, so that we have so many girl children that are going to school and make it. I am glad today that a paper was given to all of us to read, to read as well, singing the national anthem. Clearly, most of us, most of the times in many events that I've gone to, people fail to sing the national anthem. I don't know why. If there is a reason, there's a national anthem that has got meaning, it's the Zambian national anthem. The eagle that we talk about, if there's a bird that soars the most, is the eagle. When you say she soars, and I look at the national anthem, go and soar like an eagle, girl. Woman, go and soar like an eagle in the sky. That everything else is nothing, but I am on top. It can only take you and me as a woman and man who is seated here to tell our child that there is nothing limited in your life. Just like an eagle can go even to the apex, you can also go to the apex. Let's use the national anthem to tell our child that the Zambia soars like an eagle in the sky. Go and soar like an eagle in the sky, ladies and gentlemen. Let me take this opportunity to appeal to the Royal Highness from Chediza Kasenengwa to fully support CARE International and its partners who have chosen to work with your communities to ensure gender and youth-responsive service delivery in the adolescents. Kindly inform your subjects about the importance of the project so that we have a fully community participation and ownership. I want to remind you, Canadian government, that you couldn't have chosen the better Royal Highnesses than the two that are here. I have worked in Chief Mazimawe's chiefdom for quite a long time, at different levels. Some of the levels will not talk about them today. But these two Royal Highnesses that are here, I can assure you that your project will be a success. These are passionate about the girl child. These are passionate about development in their various communities. And today, I can with my whole heart tell you that you've made the right decision to go in their various chiefdoms. The Royal Highness, the Ministry of Health pledges its full support to the She Soars project and CARE International. At large, however, your government and its partners such as CARE International can only succeed in our efforts if we receive support from you. Your Royal Highnesses, who are the indigenous owners of the areas where we operate from. It is my rare honor and privilege, by the powers vested in me by the Republican President, His Excellency, Mr. Hakainde Hichilema, to declare that the She Soars project to be implemented by CARE International in partnership with the Center for Reproductive Rights, the Youth Coalition, Restless Development in Zambia, and Live Well is officially launched this day, 10th March 2022. Ladies and gentlemen, I thank you and God bless you. No girl child that is ever sown without fathers. I have two fathers here. For this project, to make sure that it becomes a success, where my two fathers come, so that we can cut the ribbon together.
Thank you, Madam Guest of Honor and our Royal Highnesses.